Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my very favorite chicken dishes. I've been making this for years. I don't even know where I got the recipe from, but it's nice and easy and quick and oh so delicious. Hey everybody, we're going to start by giving you a rundown of all of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this recipe. You can use chicken breasts, but I typically like to use the chicken strips. I have pounded these down a little bit. I also cut out those tendons that you tend to find in chicken because I like mine to be really tender. We'll be using 16 ounces of sliced mushrooms. These have already been washed, and about a half a cup of melted butter. I am using soft margarine and probably only about a quarter cup because I'm really trying to cut back on the butter and fats. Let's get that melted. And look who's here. Hi Abby. She always comes to visit when I'm cooking. I'm going to spread my mushrooms in the bottom of a baking dish. This is about a, 10-inch square baking dish. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of lemon juice. As you can see, I'm not really measuring this out. I'm just kind of estimating what about a tablespoon. It just gives a little bit of extra lemon flavor. And we'll stir that up just a bit. And then I'm going to pour about, a half of this over the mushrooms. And that ought to do for now. And now it's time to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. In this bowl, I'm going to mix my breading. I'm going to take half a cup of breadcrumbs. And then I'm going to add to that about a quarter cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. This is actually the grated kind. But you could add fresh if you want. There's some lumps in here. I'm just going to break those up a little bit. And at this point, I usually add maybe some salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic, but I really don't want salt in my dishes too much anymore. I'm going to add a little bit of Mrs. Dash. That has a variety of spices. That has some pepper. It has some garlic. I'm going to add, a little over a teaspoon and a half maybe. A little bit of parsley flakes in here. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon pepper. It has many of the same ingredients as the Mrs. Dash. Add a little bit of that. And then we're going to stir that up a little bit. Just mix that real thoroughly. Break up any pieces of that Parmesan cheese. And there you go. That's what we're going to use for our breading. And in this dish, I'm going to make just an egg that we're going to dip it in before we put that into our mixture. And as you mix this up, you can add some spices. A little bit of garlic is usually what I put in. I'm out of garlic, so I'm using some alternate spices today. And here's where the fun comes in. We're just going to dip this into the egg wash. And then we're going to transfer that over. Make sure it gets covered, but it doesn't have to be a real thick coating. I don't like a real heavy coating on things. And I know you can't see it over here, but I'll show you when I'm done. I'm just going to start layering that on top of the mushrooms. And this is so easy. Just lay it in there. Put some of this mixture on top. And I've got about 8 pieces of the chicken. And that 3/4 of a cup of breading is going to be plenty. I probably could have even used a much smaller amount. And this is just one of my favorite dishes. This chicken comes out so tender and so tasty. As you can see, I'm not using butter. I'm using margarine, and I started with the soft margarine. So it's very low in saturated fats. Only one more piece after this, and it's a smaller piece. And actually my layering over here, you can't see it, but this is really getting pretty full. I'm gonna have to slide this last piece along the top. And it's good because my eggs are just about done. Go. Nice piece. And I will show you what we've got right now. There it is. So you can see we have a layer of the breaded chicken, and that's on top of all of those mushrooms. Now it looks like the mushrooms are really, really thick in there. A full pound of mushrooms. But as they cook, they really soften up, and it doesn't seem like there's that much when we're all done. So as soon as that oven's preheated, which is just about now, we're gonna stick, well, there it goes. We're gonna stick this in the oven. But before we do, we're going to pour the remaining butter mixture over the top. And you don't have to saturate every piece, because that'll work its way into the chicken as it's cooking. And into the oven it goes at 375 degrees for about 40 minutes. During which time I can clean up this mess.
A few moments later.
That cleanup only took me about 3 minutes, so what do I do with the next 37 minutes as I wait? Well, I am going to set the table. That'll kill about 2 minutes. Then I'm going to enjoy a cool, refreshing drink. Cheers! I still have 33 minutes left. That's your bonus recipe. Well, I just heard my timer and it smells delicious. Let's get it out of the oven and take a look. But the real test is the taste, and I just know this is going to be delicious. So tender, so juicy, absolutely delicious. You get the taste of that Parmesan cheese, a little bit of the lemon, the mushroom. You've got to try it. I'm going to encourage you to try this one. It's so simple to make and oh so delicious. I'm also going to encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner. And don't forget to ring that bell icon up above so you know when I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching everyone. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Me Channel.